What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relay reverse rants. Hey, so I saw your boy Canelo give a nice little shove to Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant came back with the overhand, kind of grazed him with a slap. Canelo dipped, came back with a two-piece slap. So they got their little scuffle on. And here's the funny thing. It was a simple slap, slap. And people talking about that like that was the actual fight. So the fight definitely is starting to get some attention to where more, people still, I believe, the majority of people still think Caleb is going to lose, which doesn't make a difference. The fight has to happen. So there's people saying, I think it was staged, I think it was fixed. I don't know. I really don't care. I don't think it was fixed. I think it's really bad blood between the two of them. I don't really think they like each other. Caleb pretty much, called Canelo a cheat. He brought up Oscar Valdez situation, and so basically, not only to get under your skin, but to really get eyes, make sure, okay, we want to make sure you clean. But of course you want to get under the skin. Caleb has shoved fighters before. Oscar has cursed fighters out, and so it's the fight game, man. People do all of that. Caleb standing with his hands behind his back, still had his shades on. Oscar took it. Canelo took his shades off. So, the fight is building up now to where people are getting more interested in it as a fight, because regardless of who they think is going to win, people are starting to feel like, hey, you know what? Even though I think Caleb is going to lose, I'm pretty sure he don't like the fact he got shoved and got smacked in his head. I've seen a bunch of exaggerated comments as well. He caught with a two-piece. It was a slap, man. Both of them threw slaps at each other. That's all it was. But they had their little scuffle. Look, I just want to see a great fight. Like I said, regardless to who wins. And not only that, everybody always talk about what boxing needs. Boxing needs this, boxing needs that. We want to see this and that. And then, people love to say that a guy's going to get killed, like the fight shouldn't happen. But then what? Then what? If he's not going to fight Caleb, who should he fight, right? That's how I always feel. Like, okay, Canelo's a guy, people feel like for whatever weight classes he can make, people feel like there's nobody that will beat him in those weight classes. So who is he supposed to fight? Because even if you say Benavidez, if you say Charlo, most people still think he'll beat them too. So does it really matter, what order he fight them in? A lot of people think, they're saying that, after he gets the title, he's going to go up. Maybe. But if he doesn't, he can always defend his titles. So, it's not like it's a deep pool of names at 168. I don't really think he wants to go to 160. Canelo. And like I said, I don't like to see, rumors are rumors, and I don't like to get caught up into these things where it's a lot of talk about something that we don't even know is going to happen. Because to be honest with you, I feel like the boat between him and Triple G has sailed a long time ago. That's like trying to make another Friday movie. Nah, man, y'all did what y'all did. Tiny's not around anymore. Pop is not around anymore. Ezel's not around anymore. Chris Tucker's not getting involved. Do you really want to see another Friday? You know what I mean? Not that they can't successfully make one, but most people would be like, nah, it ain't as good as the other ones. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. Canelo is still able to get it in. Triple G has lost several steps. He's nowhere near what he was. It would be no reason to see that fight. Nothing. Unless Triple G feel like I want somebody to put me out the sport. Because other than that, honestly, I don't even want to see Triple G fight again. Like, he's not the same guy. I felt the same way about Roy Jones when I watched him fall from grace. When you see a great fighter slip, it's like, you know. Anyway, I hope that Caleb and Canelo go at it. You know, and I hope that it turns out to be a great fight. No matter, you know, who wins. And like I said, we want to see a clean win, not any favoritism, any bias, any nonsense. And as y'all know, we've been seeing for this whole year, we've been seeing a lot of fights where they're scoring fights 117 to 110, 117, 111. And more than half of the people watching the fight have the fight either even or for the guy that lost. So we just want to see, speaking for me, because I know there's a lot of people out there that they like one-sided fights. I mean, of course, the fighter you want to win, you want to win. So however, you know, whether it's dominating, whether it's a knockout, or whatever. But I'm not only emotionally invested like that. I just watch and see what guys bring to the table. And, you know, we can all analyze what we see and give our opinions. And that's as far as I'm going to go with it. I'm not really, I'm not going to lose any sleep regardless to who wins and lose. I just want to see a great fight, you know, and that's that. In all honesty, y'all, looking at the tension between the two of them, I kind of see this a lot like Wilder and Fury, in the sense that if Canelo is clean, I can't see him shaking Caleb's hand at the end of the fight. Like, I mean, understand, if whatever happened with Canelo in the past, if some people could be stubborn even if they are guilty. But I'm saying, if he knows, like, nah, I was never dirty, or whatever was in my system, that I really didn't take nothing, and this guy's calling me dirty, nah, there's no handshake at the end of the fight. Same with Caleb. The fact that he took it there, he feels that he, you know, that he's convinced that Canelo's dirty, that you know, his team is dirty. Nah, this is just bad blood. We fight, somebody wins, somebody loses. We go our separate ways. If the fight is good enough to warrant a rematch, I mean, if Caleb was to win, yeah, I'm pretty sure Canelo, they're getting that rematch. You know, now if he pulls a Lomachenko and does the no rematch clause and then gets beat, you know, it doesn't matter. You know, if people say, oh, he's ducking Canelo, after you beat a guy, you beat him, right? And if you don't give him that rematch, well, yeah, Canelo fans would say, oh, he's ducking him. Why not give him the rematch? When everybody right now is saying he's going to beat Caleb. So, of course, it would be a rematch. I would believe they would put that stipulation in there. Because if you're that sure of yourself and then you lose, we see what happened with Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko. So, I think that's, you know, that would be not a smart move and a bit arrogant to just, you know, say we won't need a rematch. You know, he verbally said it. But as far as the contract itself, I don't know if that stipulation is in there. But in all honesty, him saying we won't need the rematch, this is exactly how it went down with Lomachenko and Teofimo. Where Lomachenko really did not believe that they'd have to do it again. He was sure he was going to beat Teofimo Lopez. So I'm saying this. I'm not one for the I told you. No. Sometimes you're right. Sometimes you're wrong. And, you know, all we doing is me. I like to enjoy it. I like to have fun. The build up to the fight itself. I'm not focused on arguing and debating with people about what I think. What I think is what I think. I can't sit here and tell you what the outcome is going to be. Even if I tell you who I think is going to win the fight, doesn't make a difference. What matters is what actually happens. But what I'm just saying, you know, I think, and look at it this way, y'all. If a fighter says we don't need a rematch clause because I'm gonna beat this guy, basically that guy's in a position of I have to win. Regardless, I have to win. And if I don't win, even if it's a close fight, this guy is not gonna fight me again, simply because he gets the decision, or right. So now, for that guy to say that and then lose, I mean, as a warrior, yeah, the warrior mentality is, we run it back. I want to show everybody that it wasn't a fluke. You may win the rematch, you may lose the rematch. But if somebody does that to you, I think, for people to talk and say what they would or wouldn't do, they just feel different when the situation actually materializes, because these guys really don't like each other. And not only that, let's say if Caleb won, and it's a situation of there was no actual rematch clause because Canelo really thought that he was going to dominate, you better believe Caleb is going, okay, well, for one, the ball will be in his court at that point. And he's going to want more money, way more money than what he's getting in his first fight. For that rematch to happen, it'll be a business decision, and it doesn't make a difference what people say, but that's what it would be. So unless Canelo and his team will be willing to put up what he wants, that's anybody. But I'm just saying, if I don't know, but the video where Canelo got out the limousine, and the guy was saying would he give Caleb a rematch, and he was saying we won't need one, won't be no rematch because he's going to destroy Caleb. Either way, y'all, I'm just looking forward to that fight. And to be honest with you, that little scuffle up on stage made this fight get that much more attention. And again, the majority of people still feel like Canelo's going to win. But the point is, people are still more interested now than they were before in the fight itself. Because basically it was just like, oh, Canelo's going to kill this guy, Canelo's going to do this, Canelo's going to do that. And they're still saying it. But now you start to see people like, yo, I know Caleb want to pay him back. I mean, it was just some slap bullshit. But at the same time, it was like, like, oh my God, Canelo has cat-like reflexes. Oh, did you see it? Like, man, calm the fuck down. It was nothing but a little fucking two-piece, or one slap versus two slaps. This all happened. Whatever. But yeah, that little bit right there got everybody like, yo, I'm hyped now. I want to see the fight. So when that fight happens, and the best thing that can happen that night as well is if it's a good card all around. Because in all honesty, that's what boxing is lacking. It's lacking a lot, but it's lacking stars. It's lacking superstars. It's lacking, having a bunch of guys all at one time, a bunch of women all at one time, where we can say, man, that's a great fighter. That's a great fighter. That's a great fighter. When you look around right now, let's be honest with you. If you add up all the boxers that's even known right now, how many of them do you see as like actual all-time greats? The amount of fighters, take all the weight classes and just go down to it, and how many do you actually see as all-time greats? Future all-time greats. People are not even talking like that now. I don't really care about all that greatest of all-time stuff, really, personally. I don't. But I'm saying, when you look at what these fighters are bringing to the table, and that's why, when people look at what's going on in boxing right now, and they judge certain styles and say this style can't do this. This style will beat this style, and I always tell people, it's the individual. It's not the fucking style. It's the individual. That's like saying everybody that's a southpaw is the equivalent of a Pernell Whitaker or a Marvin Hagler. No. You're just southpaws. Everybody's not the same. Every style's not the same. I don't know the guy's name, but there's a video right now on YouTube where the guy was trying to do the shoulder roll. Thought it was Floyd, sticking that elbow up, and got cracked, got knocked out. And it's like people just think trying to imitate a fighter, that's not enough. We see the same thing in basketball. Anybody that can stick their tongue out and jump from a foul line, automatically, yo, who you think better, him or Jordan? A guy got no rings, no championship rings, nothing. Didn't do anything other than have a couple of highlights. And all of a sudden, you comparing him to somebody who has 6 rings, 2 3-peats. But that's just the way it goes. So watching, I didn't see anything else. Whoever else is on the card, I didn't see the, everything else, but I saw that. I think they both look ready. What's gonna happen is what's gonna happen. To know fighters are putting work in to prepare themselves. Wouldn't it be a waste of time for Caleb Plant to, go to Andre Ward and whoever else he may reach out to train, to add more to, his arsenal? I remember seeing the video of him and, James Toney was showing him some tricks and everything, Wouldn't that be a waste of time for him to do that and go into the fight with Canelo and You don't see it. Wouldn't it, everybody would feel like, man, you did all this training with Andre Ward and this guy and that guy, and that's the best you can do. So, of course, if you're a Canelo fan, yeah, you want Canelo to smash him. If you're a Caleb Plant fan, you want to smash Canelo. I'm nobody's fan, so I just want to see a great fight. At the end of the day, whatever Canelo is doing to prepare for him, I mean, wouldn't it be a waste of time? Canelo comes out and he's the same fighter that he is against the last opponent, and then it's not working. Wouldn't you feel like, damn, Canelo, come on, man, step up, adjust, like, what are you doing? That's what I'm saying. So watching that little scuffle and watching how people reacted to it, look at the amount of views that video got. And any video that's sharing that video, look at the amount of views just from that. People don't care about the whole press conference. I guarantee you the majority of people watching it is like, yo, what? Okay, they just want to see the slap. They just want to see a little scuffle. People, the YouTube, the channel creators, content creators, same thing. They're making a big thing about that one part. So either way, if this fight lives up to the hype, and let's just say that it does want a rematch, right? Either guy, whoever wins, I say it's only right that whether you go up in weight or down in weight, whoever wins, you're already at 168. They need to fight David Benavidez. Whoever wins. That would be an injustice. Now, see, people could say, yeah, but if you undisputed, you got all the belts, right? But you're going to tell me that as a warrior, you'd feel comfortable going up to 175, knowing you didn't fight one of the best, okay? Those three are the very three best at 168. So you can actually go to 175 knowing that you didn't fight Benavidez, either guy. Because even if he goes up to 175, he's not going to fight Benavidez, then who do you want to see him fight? Right? Either guy. Because a lot of people keep saying this. I guess it's just people feel like because people have done that. Once they unify, they go up or down, or usually up in weight. But nah, I know that would get to me. Nah, that guy's still there, and I didn't fight him yet. Nah, I need to beat him. And how sweet would that be? I unified the division, then beat the other top guy. Now, if you want to go up or down, fine. But at the same time, title defenses. You're starting to, add to your legacy. You're making history. All of that adds up to something. And I don't think anybody in their right mind really feels like whoever wins this fight. Now, as far as them having a rematch, like I said, whatever happens, either guy, you need to fight David Benavidez. That needs to happen. So this fight right here has a lot riding on it. There's a lot riding on it, and there's a lot that can come from this fight. Now, if Canelo wins, for all the people that's saying Caleb Plant ain't shit, you can't really say anything. You can't. Why? Because most people are going to say, well, you said the guy ain't shit, so what's so special about the win, right? But Caleb Plant can fight. I'm not one of them guys. I'm not going to sit here and, no, if he beat Caleb Plant is a solid fighter. If Canelo beats him, that's another feather in his cap. If Caleb Plant beats Canelo, it's clearly the biggest win of his career. And, there's going to be a lot of options. A lot of options. Should these guys have a rematch? Okay. No matter what happens, go fight David. If you're going to go down, if Charlo wants that smoke, if Demetrius Andre wants that smoke, these are the types of fights. You go into a division and fight lesser fighters, and then for whatever reason, the best guys are not getting in the ring. How does that help boxing? And again, These guys are already millionaires. So whether they fight these guys or not, they'll go in there and make $2-3 million or whatever they're making, to fight guys who's not on their level. And for guys that's up, Caleb Plant has, he's facing decent competition. He hasn't gotten there with the very best guys yet. He's about to do that with Canelo. And should he get past him, there's still other guys out there that he needs to fight. And when it's all said and done, if we enjoy a night of boxing, I'm satisfied with that. I just give you guys the boxing news, but by no means do I walk around taking this inside. Like, I get out this car, I go do what I do, live my life. Okay, what's going on in boxing right now? Okay, well, I'm gonna talk about that. That's how that goes. That's how that goes. So for people that always say, oh, you never get predictions, I don't really need to. I don't really need to. If I tell you guys, whoever Anthony Joshua fights, I'm going with Joshua. Whoever Errol Spence fight, I'm going with Spence. Whoever the Charlos fight, I'm going with the Charlos. If I tell you that, and then, I give a breakdown, and you guys are not intelligent enough to realize, damn, you know what? This dude is giving a breakdown, and he's not being biased. Why should I? Why should I? Anyway, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Not so much about who's going to win, because I already know, who everybody thinks is going to win. But just the fight itself. What would y'all, I don't know, I don't really know who's on the undercard. I'm gonna look into that. But definitely, who would y'all like to see the winner fight? Whether it happens the very next fight after or not, but how y'all feel about Benavidez? I know you guys don't want to see whoever win go up to fight anybody else or go down and wait and not fight Benavidez. That would be a huge disservice to boxing. Not just the 168-pound division, but to boxing. Anyway, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people. And I will catch y'all on the next video.